Good morning. Before we get on to the football, another security alert for you. If you see something like this configured to the local network, it could be a hacker trying to get in. So what I do is I just undo it. Okay. Or you can go to advanced and untick that. It could be a hacker getting in. Okay. So that's part one of my hacker's tips. That could have been how my hacker got in. I was alerted by Proton VPN. I've now connected to Ireland, so all of my information, disconnect, connect again, and if it doesn't come up with a local proxy warning, then you're fine, or as fine as you can be online. As you can see, that local proxy warning has not come in. What they also do, they hide your proxy settings. Actually hide them. They are normally in your VPN section here. Well, they disappeared, as you can see there. So that could be a warning that you're being hacked. But let's get on to the football, because it's much more interesting. Let's have a look at yesterday's plays. The real profits came late on. As you can see, there were a few Champions League sides who didn't play very well. I think Leipzig was one. Stuttgart lost. Real Madrid lost 1-0. Now, what I did with Real Madrid late on, I laid over 1.5 goals and I backed Real Madrid +1. I could have still made 30 quid if they equalised. I wasn't expecting Espanyol to score 2 consecutive goals. It was game management for them. But all the money really came late. Lille, thanks largely to a Saint-Etienne red card, that really helped matters. Racing Santander, look at league positions. Top of the league, goal down to Malaga, 2-1 before you knew it. Straight in, straight out. Wolves and Aston Villa, this was a loss, but it should have been a break even. Why? Because when we do +1 with insurance, we can always bail out before the 90-minute mark. Should have done that yesterday, but I was distracted. So that should not have been a loss. That should have been a break even. Yet another Champions League side faltering yesterday. Maccabi Haifa, again, check your league positions. Bottom of the league, Hapoel Heron Hadera taking the lead. It's a simple job to check your league positions. You just go to soccerstats.com or you go to uk.soccerway.com. Just check the league positions. If they're bottom of the league and they're leading against fourth, I know we've had wins for Hull, Accrington, Montpellier, bottom of the league, and a few others yesterday as well, didn't we? Southampton got the win, but that was a relegation 6-pointer. Do check league positions. If they look vulnerable, have a go. I think it was 1-3 last time I checked, and another 38 quid in the bag. So excellent stuff. Atalanta Torino. This was an actual break even. I'm not going to give the game away because it's for members only. Now you think to yourself, how can I have a free bet on laying the draw second half? An actual free bet where the only way I will lose is a score draw. Now, answers on a postcard, please. If you can suss that one out, you're onto a really good second half free bet strategy for laying the draw. So I got out of here break even. I'm not going to show you the alternative. This was a bit gutting. Walsall did make it 2-2, but I got out at 1-2, and that's always the advantage of playing in the +1 market. If you go 0-2 down, you get a quick response to make it 1-2. You can bail out. This would have been a £40 liability. As you can see, I've got the vast proportion back. But you've got an option, don't you? You can stay in because they are top of the league. I was talking to you earlier about league positions. Top of the league, you could have got out with a full profit. Portsmouth and Burnley. Again, are you going to lay the draw for a side who've had X amount of 0-0s recently? No, you're not, are you? Even though they're playing a relegation threatened side, and the need for points is huge for both of these two for differing reasons. To go up, to stay up. But so many 0-0s this season, recently for Burnley, they're not a good candidate for taking on the 0-0. Another profit with Birmingham. All right, mate. Top of the league. Came back, got us a nice reward there. Nottingham Forest and Brighton, a throwaway lay of Nottingham Forest 3-0 up. Why? Because you saw Everton against Tottenham 3-0 at half-time, ended 3-2. Complacency when you're that far ahead at half-time. And they're not playing an also-ran in Brighton. Look at the liability. It's well worth a punt, isn't it? All hail to the ale. Didn't get the late equaliser yesterday. Sampdoria Cosenza. I think this was a late lay of Samput. 109, 106. This is a strategy I like to use. Cosenza, relegation threatened. Sampdoria, red carded and leading. Look at the liability. Look at the reward. They were actually giving a good case. They did get a goal in Cosenza, but it was disallowed. What a pity. Those were the main plays yesterday in what was a profitable afternoon and evening session for me. So I hope you made as good a profit yourself. Don't forget, if you fancy joining footballtradingprofits.com, go to the website, footballtradingprofits.com, and just join. Click on the link and join the trading area. As you can see, the Wi-Fi, well, it takes a little bit of time to load up because I'm necessarily having to take extra precautions, as you can see there. And don't forget about that internet options, virtual or proxy settings. If that keeps turning itself on, it might be somebody else doing it. I know it's a function of the computer, but it might be somebody else doing it. So you've got to be extra careful. So do sign up. Come along. We're in good form, as you saw yesterday. And if you fancy just joining the free training course, Betfair Trading Made Easy, then wait for the pop-up or go to the link that's in the description of the YouTube video. Stick your name and email down. And I'm sorry I didn't send you Premier League research yesterday. As you can see, my mind is really elsewhere, but I'll remember to do that today. Join or subscribe to Football Trading Profits YouTube channel. I will be adding more videos. Any subject you want covered, drop me a comment and I will look into it for you, as long as I'm not giving us the members' secrets away. You want to look into research? What else do you want to look at? Best way to lay the draw? That kind of thing. Let me know. Drop a notification in the comments, drop a comment in the comments, and let me know. Looking on to today. And I'll probably be doing a live stream at about 2 p.m. today. So I'm just going to press pause because, as you can see, oh no, it's coming up. This is all down to the virtual private network, which is just slowing things down a little. So I'll just wait for this to load. And it's loading as we speak. So we need the odds as well. We need pre-match odds because that gives us a clue as to who's favoured by the market. I've got a lovely latte coffee with a bit of hot chocolate in it. Fantastic stuff. So collect your odds-ons. That would be my first port of call. Watch out for your post-Champions League sites. Maybe Union Saint-Gilloise were involved in Europe. You saw Real Madrid losing, Leipzig failing to win, Aston Villa losing. And we were a bit gutted there because we had a VAR goal, which at 1-1 would have nailed you the profit. Head-to-head at soccer24.com will tell you Europa League against Rangers. So just watch out for a potential underperformance from Union Saint-Gilloise today. I would include evens as well, but I'd prefer odds-ons. The higher up the odds the favourite goes, the less they're really fancied. A couple of away sides, Dinamo Zagreb, involved in Europe, I would suggest. So just be a little wary with them. Again, the H2H will show you. Champions League against AC Milan. Now, these Champions League sides have underperformed markedly yesterday. Maybe it's the fatigue, but it's a real pattern. Whenever will Real Madrid lose 1-0 to Espanyol? With their full outfit out. Bellingham, Modric, Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. Sparta Prague may have been involved in Europe midweek. Jablonec, Slavia Prague. Nice to see the Czech One League back. But let's look at the Premier League. And the first port of call is Brentford and Tottenham. I won't be researching this. You know why, don't you? It's a local derby. Okay. Now what you can do is to check at soccerstats.com about how these teams get on in local derbies, because you'll see Brentford tend to score and concede without losing, although they did, I think, beat Crystal Palace recently, didn't they? So I'll wait for Soccer Stats to load. It is actually a relegation 6-pointer for the Spuds, isn't it? But let's look at London derbies for Brentford. Scoring and conceding, losing. Scoring and conceding, losing. Scoring and conceding, losing. Scoring and conceding and winning, both of them. So they like meeting Palace. Scoring and conceding without winning. Scoring and conceding, losing. So only Crystal Palace that we managed to get a win from. Tottenham, a unique season for them under a hopeless manager. Absolutely hopeless. Should have stuck with Celtic so you can get the applause when they beat St Mirren. Loss, 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 draw, win against Brentford. Loss, win, notably coming at home. So that's all you have to look for, really. London derbies, you can't research them and you can't really trade them. Okay, very difficult. Watch out for team news as well for Tottenham. James Maddison was out recently. He is a key cog in their machine. If he's out, well, even Leicester City can beat you. You know what I mean? Man United against Crystal Palace. Again, all over the shop. I don't know what to do with Man United. You don't have to trade. If you can't get an angle in, just because it's on the telly, it doesn't mean it's a good trading vehicle, does it? Man United cannot be read. Lisandro Martinez is scoring goals. I think that's his name. The bloke with the I'm hard haircut. He's scoring. Scored 2 recent goals, Martinez. He could be value. Now, which Man United turns up? The one who loses 1-3 at home to Brighton, or the one that wins 0-1 away at Fulham? There he is, Martinez. Amad Diallo, that was a famous win, but look at who they're playing. I mean, it's just awful form. It really is. Beating Southampton, whoop-de-doo-dah. Right home to your mother. It's awful. Crystal Palace are by far in the better form, aren't they? But notably, who are they losing to since the 27th of October? London opponents at home. Note that. But also, their form is not that hot. Beating Leicester, beating Southampton. Recent wins since the 21st of December. Not the best form in the world. It's not a match to trade. It looks a very tough Premier League today. Then we've got the big derby-style match, Arsenal against Manchester City. That could be anything. But if we look at the Paris Saint-Germain against Manchester City match, what we could see is both teams to score. We could see any team leading 2-0 vulnerable. So that could be the avenue there today. English League One. So it's not a very good Premier League for trading. English League One, Bristol Rovers against Peterborough. Let's have a look at that match, given the fact the Premier League is very, very tough indeed. English League One. Bristol Rovers against Peterborough. Let's take a look at this in isolation. It looks like a relegation 6-pointer already. And again, that's not a good trading vehicle unless you lay the very, very late draw, because, of course, 1 point, they don't need 1 point. They want 3 points. I thought Peterborough, well, I thought they were in better form, but no, doing all of their best work at home, they look pretty awful, don't they? Bristol Rovers, only 2 wins since the 26th of November. It looks like a relegation 6-pointer, doesn't it? kind of match to avoid. Conceded in the last 12 away, have Peterborough. No win in 10 away. It's awful. It's going down for the posh. They can't solve this. Bristol Rovers' record against 19th and lower is exceptional, but it also requires their defence to be at its best. So that's what you might expect against Peterborough, although it's a 3-2 thriller last time these two met. Note the clean sheets for Bristol Rovers against relegation threatened sides. So they're going to be over-reliant on their defence today. Peterborough against relegation threatened sides, it's a goal fest, isn't it? 3-2, 2-2, 4-3, 1-4, 6-1. So we've got huge contrast of clean sheets to scoring and conceding 4, 5, over 4, over 5.5 goals. Which one will appear today? I don't know. It's a toughie. So it's a very tough Sunday coupon, isn't it? 2.25 to favourite. Ligue 1. Angers, Le Havre, one of those relegation threatened sides. They don't look to be up for it. They look like a bit of a Southampton or a French version of Southampton. So it's a tough coupon all the way through today. I will do a 2 o'clock live stream, but it's not with any great confidence. These are not good matches, are they? They're not good candidates. It's a typical Sunday coupon, actually. It's what we tend to see on a Sunday. These mid-table mediocrity sides. Rennes, Strasbourg. Marseille at home. Should be good, but this is a derby-style match again against Lyon. And I'm not going to be researching derby-style matches. The one shining light we might have is Bayer Leverkusen scoring before half-time. So do watch out for that. If you look at their last match, I think it took them a while to score that first half goal. So if you can wait 15 minutes, you might get some value in the over 0.5 first half goals market. I just have to wait for this to load because of my virtual private network. Don't forget, this is another post-Champions League side, so they could underperform. Real Madrid don't normally lose. Look at this, 18 minutes for Schick. So do try to get 15 minutes out of this at 0-0, and then have a think about whether you want to either lay the draw or back over 0.5 first half goals. There is a unique first half goal market where you'll create some value. Eintracht Frankfurt and the Wolf. Why don't we have a look at this one? But don't forget, post-European club competition for Eintracht Frankfurt. Could see them vulnerable again. We can't ignore it after what happened to Villa and what happened to Real Madrid Europa League against Roma. So that could be Frankfurt's loss today. So it is, as you can see on paper, a very, very difficult coupon today. Nothing straightforward about these matches at all. Let's have a quick look at Frankfurt and the Wolf. When it says members only and you've got your ad blocker off, go to the matches section there, work your way down, and off we go. So recent form, they're looking in good nick, aren't they, Frankfurt? Looking in very good nick indeed. Only lost to Mainz recently at home. The Wolf, 2 losses in 3 away. Very, very competitive losses at that. 3-2 defeats. They're conceding 2 goals in 4 of the last 6 matches. That's concerning, particularly if Frankfurt turn up today. But you're looking at Frankfurt's recent form, it doesn't seem to be that they're distracted by that Champions League, does it? Flying high in 3rd place, which is exceptional, because it's normally Bayern Munich, Dortmund up the top, isn't it? Exceptional stuff for Frank today. Unbeaten at home against 7th and lower, scoring 2+ goals regularly. The Wolf, look at that goal fest against the top 3. So we might see both teams scoring without the Wolf winning. Don't forget that Champions League factor could see Frankfurt vulnerable today, or European factor. Dare I remind you, Espanyol 1, Real Madrid, Bellingham, Mbappe, Modric, Vinicius Jr. 0. That can only happen with that distraction of the Champions League. Bundesliga 2. I'll be doing that for members at 12:30 because I want to kill that hacker fund so I can hire an assassin to kill that bell end. Olympiacos looking good away from home, but don't forget the European element. The Old Lady 1.42 at home to Empoli. 11:30. I might be around for that, but I'm going to go down the driving range. I'm going to paint the face of a hacker on a golf ball and whack the bleep out of it. Fiorentina, well, they're priced to win today. They have been a winning machine, particularly throughout September 2024. Can they get back on their feet today? Milanese derby, so do be very, very careful. And this is another derby style match, Roma against Napoli. What we've also got is two new managers, Claudio Ranieri and Antonio Conte. So an intriguing couple of matches, not worth researching, I'm afraid. Italian Serie B, I'll be following for members from 2 o'clock. We had our old pals Sassuolo yesterday, winning at home as usual. Sud Tirol have been in excellent recent form, scoring 3+ goals against Sassuolo recently. I think Sud Tirol are near the relegation zone, so watch out for them. The Dutch Eredivisie, not the greatest coupon on the planet, but we've all got another derby-style match, Ajax and Feyenoord, don't we? Twente, not really fancy today. AZ Alkmaar certainly get a look in. And I'm probably going to do a late evening session as well, because I made most of my money late last night. That's where I made most of my profit. Took some good money out to help my I want to kill a hacker fund. Extra Classer, 3 out of 3 odds on favourites at home. Got early starts for that one, Cornic to Bretzer, 11:15. But European time, of course, it's 12:15. The Old Firm are out and about today in what is just a laughable league where they're just going to win all the time. And either one of these two are going to win the title. It's just, who bothers watching these matches? They're just not going to be competitive. But for us traders, this suggests 3+ goals and a goal before half time. Barcelona, well, pre-Champions League, 7-goal haul against Valencia. But watch out, Real Madrid lost yesterday. Post-Champions League, when it's about these odds, or about 1.3 away. Valencia, coming off the back of that 7-goal whacking to Barca. Watch out for an over-defensive Valencia today. You see that in matches when you've been absolutely tonked in your previous match. You tend to overreact defensively because you don't want to do that again. Again, a tough old coupon, 2.45, 2.5 the favourite. But Barcelona at 1 o'clock, so I'll be up and around for that one. Again, like the Celtic and Rangers match, this suggests a goal before half-time. 3+ goal win, 3-0, 3-1, any other home score win. Spanish La Liga 2, we'll also get a look in for members. It'll be a members-only live stream today. It was excellent yesterday. And what I'll do for members again, it's going to be an unlisted live stream. So it's only members coming along. That's all. Turkish League 1 and Swiss Super League will get a look in as well. The timings are right for my live stream. The special ones, Fenerbahce, coming off the back of European football again, might be vulnerable. So it's a tough Sunday coupon on paper, isn't it? But when you're a reactive trader, the day will unfold and you'll find angles where you wouldn't have thought there'd be angles. So if you fancy joining for these members only live streams, join Football Trading Profits members area or take the free trial offer or the trading course, of course. Join youtube.com because I will be probably doing a free live stream once a month on a Saturday and a Sunday. You've seen the profit we made yesterday, and that's with a dedicated Telegram service as well. I'll see members from 2 p.m. today, but don't get your hopes up. It is a very difficult coupon today, and it's a very difficult Premier League coupon as well. Have a great day, and I will see you later.